Morning, everybody. So the song today for Mindfulness in the Morning is called Back to Basics by the Producers. And it's a romper. Wait till you hear it. And no Caspian. That's not a reality show about you being difficult. It's about fundamentals, which coincidentally is exactly where my head's at today. He's judging the transition. Fair enough, buddy. I'll be home soon. So, I've done the Wally P version of working the steps. That one runs about a 50 to 75% success rate, which is solid. Today, it's like 5%. So something's off there. But anyways, so now I'm going through the step working guide, and this week's focus is sponsorship. Have one, be one. Simple as that sounds, it's the basics. And the basics are the foundation of anything. Doesn't matter what you're building. Now, today, I'm talking theory. I'm not talking theory, rather. I'm talking the actual work behind the things I want. For music, it's the song, not the vibe, not the vision board, the song. For my apartment, it's the plants, the clean dishes, the laundry. I mean, nobody's proud of folded towels, but nobody's proud of a sink full of dishes either. Right on? Now, for my recovery, it's the step work, not the feeling of being in recovery, the actual work. For my job, attendance, attitude, and effort. That's it. That's the whole formula. And for Caspian, the basics are apparently destroy something before 8 a.m. Every man's got his own program, right? All right, shifting gears, but staying on theme, because this is also about basics. The basics of where we actually stand as a country right now, money-wise. I'm not here to tell anyone how to feel about it or who's to blame. I just think people should have the actual numbers, because a lot of folks are walking around with a vibe instead of a fact. So here's the foundation. On the wealth concentration. As of the third quarter of 2025, the top 1% of the U.S. households held about 32% of all the household wealth, the highest share recorded since the Federal Reserve started tracking this in 1989. In dollar terms, that's roughly 55 trillion, which is close to what the entire bottom 90% of the country holds combined. Did you get that? Anybody? Which is close, yeah. Now, separately, the Gini coefficient, a standard measure of how concentrated wealth is, sits at a 60-year high. And the share of GDP, going to the workers as compensation is at its lowest point in more than 75 years of record keeping. Paycheck to paycheck, folks. Look around. Now, surveys differ depending on how they define it, but a reasonable midpoint puts it at around 60% of Americans living paycheck to paycheck. Ramsey Solutions found it even higher among younger generations, 63% of millennials and 61% of Gen Z. It's more pronounced among lower income households, 74%, single people, 64%, and people carrying consumer debt, 65%. Other surveys, MarketWatch, Bank of America, NerdWallet, using Fed data, land lower, somewhere in the 26 to 57% range. So the exact numbers move depending on methodology, but the direction of them all points in the same direction. The direction of all of them point is the same. That's it. That's the whole segment. No spin, no somebody's to blame, just the same principle we started with. You can't build anything real on top of numbers you're not willing to look at. Basics first, facts first. Yeah, I know, it's a little bit of a heavy morning. Go work your program. Go check your bank account. Go feed your cat in whatever order works for you. That's Mindfulness in the Morning. Attendance, attitude, effort. See you tomorrow. Wealth concentration is out of control, folks. Worse than it's ever been. even back into the Gilded Age with the Rockefellers. Watch this twice. These are real numbers.